Uh, I was told doing audio journals would help with stress and anxiety and overcoming certain issues. So this will be the first one, maybe the only one, depending how it turns out. Uh, I don't really know how to do this, so if it's in bad formula, it's my bad. The issue I've been facing with lately involves lack of social contact and a lack of people, I guess. Right now, all I have is the people in my house, and half of them are only here to cause issues. I love them, but that's really all they give me. Uh, I had huge friend groups, both from school and on the internet, play games with, go to their houses, talk to. A lot of motivation back then because of them. Helped me get through things. Life was just being life as a little teenager on both the internet and at school. There'd be like drama every now and then. There'd be discussions about fun things, sad things, rough housing, and then I would want to make things. I planned out life. I tried different hobbies like music, art. Eventually, stuck with just art and game development, hoping to grow that. But as of recently, or I guess not recent anymore, I had a partner, broke up, caused a lot of bull crap. Wasn't over here until after a long while, because a lot of things happened in between. Was put down, demotivated from that situation. Uh, it cost me a friend group. It cost me a lot of things. It cost me people to talk to. People I used to talk to in that group don't really have the motivation to talk to me anymore. Don't want to respond. Don't want to have anything to do with me. Certain from that group avoids everyone now and just keeps on finding new groups to cause issues with. Calling people groomers whenever he initiated online sexual activities and not them. Was overall manipulative. So there's that. I had another friend who doesn't want to talk to me anymore, thinking I fell off. Uh, they won't explain what that meant, but I guess they didn't like the change in personality, even though back then that's what most people asked for. They didn't like how I acted, and I can see why I was very humorous and comedic, but a lot of people didn't find me really funny. People said it caused issues. People were sensitive to certain things I talked about. It wasn't anything racist. It wasn't anything of that. It wasn't offensive humor. It's just stuff they didn't really find funny. But they took it to a level where they wanted to avoid me after that, and I thought I was in the wrong for what I did. I don't know what I did. I didn't really do anything specifically or at all, really, as I can think of it. Anytime I discuss it, no one could point out anything I did wrong. But I always kept on the mentality of everything uh, that happened was my fault and I need to fix it. So I would go in people's DMs, I would apologize and everything else. And then in real life, that really like kind of held me because you don't really need the internet if you have friends in real life. So I would go to their houses, I'd talk to them in school, go to my friend group, and then someone from my family caused a chain reaction of information about me that people didn't like in my area. And eventually my friend group found out and they don't speak to me as much anymore. They don't really want to talk to me. Other old acquaintances don't have the time to speak with me. Either they moved away or they don't want anything to do with me because the same situation. Uh, so I lost my in real life friend group kinda through that. Uh, and And then online, I lost all of those people, but I still had a friend I would go to help me back, and I had a bunch of acquaintances. A lot of times, the acquaintances would only want one thing from me and would uh, edge me on until they would like ask me certain questions about things, seeing if I could get them either like free art or money or e-sex, and it was overall appalling. I avoided that. Had some people spend one voice call with me, and they didn't. I guess I didn't fit their portrayal of what they had for me. I don't. That's how one of them described it. So that's the best way I can do it. I didn't portray what they had in mind. That's the best way I can put it. And so after like one call, they'd soft block me, think I hate them, get their own insecurities, when they had actually very little to do with me, anyways. Didn't hurt my feelings unless it was someone I actually thought would be good friends. And half the time, that's what happened. Uh, when I took a break to get over things, things were looking a lot better. I was feeling a lot better. I got over a lot of people, and some of my friends from in real life came back, but those people moved. One of them is going to the military, and one of them moved away uh, because their dad had a specific job that paid them well, and they wanted a better house in a better area because the area I'm in right now is not very good. So I went to a really old friend as like a last resort, got involved with a friend group, and the most that came out of that was drama. And I tried being more close with one of them. We both agreed it wouldn't. We weren't really meant to be close friends. We weren't meant to do anything, but I was still able to talk in their server. But uh, it seemed like no one really wanted the effort to talk to me. They only wanted to talk to each other. It was only drama. There was nothing else. I'll go back eventually, maybe. But it wasn't very fun. Um, so I look during that when I came back from my break, I looked at the one person I went to, one of the main supporters and only people I had left, and was still one of the only person I had left. Uh, and I don't think they like me anymore. I asked them in DMs, and they said they just found someone better. I haven't talked to them. I'm not in that profile anymore. I'm just considered a regular friend, I guess. But anytime I speak, it really doesn't seem like it. I tried initiating a conversation today, and people did their usual passive aggressiveness, one word reply, like okay, okay, who cares? No one cares. It's fairly annoying and fairly similar to what my ex partner did. Whenever they were being an asshole to me for no reason after a breakup, when I was already in my lowest. So I don't want that cycle to continue, but also don't want to leave at the same time in case things get better. Had one person come in my DMs, ask me what was wrong. I told them everything, and they immediately assumed I was suicidal. I'm not. I want to clarify that because I do imagine in the future I will actually have people, uh, and if I don't, I'll keep trying anyways. I don't think it's worth killing myself over or anything like that. So no, I'm not suicidal at all. But it is still a very tough issue to go with. I have autophobia to make it even worse. That is the fear of being alone, physically or mentally. For me, it's more physically. So even with online friends, it wouldn't help too much, but I'd still have people to talk to and distractions. Autophobia only affects me if I'm thinking about it in that moment. If I'm distracted, it doesn't really matter. And if I want my privacy while I'm doing something, it doesn't affect me in that matter. Like while I'm showering, while I'm working out in the shed, while I'm in my room talking to someone on the phone. If I want my privacy, I don't really think about, oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, no one's here to be for me. Oh, the way my uh the way I look at my autophobia is it only really gets bad if I'm alone and I think something bad will happen. Because then that's my anxiety acting up and it will just get worse. Because then I'll think since no one's here to guide me, no one's here to be my friend, no one's here to talk to, no one's here to distract me. I'll mess up something and it will get worse. Like, let's say, like a house fire, or maybe someone will get hurt. I'll get hurt and I don't know what to do, or something will mess up and I wouldn't know what to do. Uh, and then sometimes it won't even be because of like an issue. Sometimes it'll be just because I have no one to talk to. So I'll be in my room and I'll be thinking, oh, I need someone to talk to, and I'll try talking to people and everyone's just uninterested. And then I'll look back at my old friends who don't want anything to do with me anymore, and I realize how lonely that really makes me. Back then, in my mind, I thought this was because it was all my fault. The way my logic was if you went into a bunch of friend groups and they all had the same reaction with you over time, you were doing something wrong. But anytime uh, that happened, I would try to change myself, and upon doing that, other friends wouldn't like how I was. When I reverted back, they didn't like how I was over time. I don't know what the issue is with me, or if there is one. That's something I'm still figuring out, is whether or not I did something wrong, if it's my fault or whatnot. I think the one person who used to be my best friend, I think they don't like me anymore because they think I was mean to one of their friends. But that already been settled, and they still keep it up. When I came back, before that was even brought up, they kind of acted the same way, and they just said it was their humor, and I thought I just need to get used to it again, because I know how their humor is. It's very vulgar, it's very rude-ish, but it's still funny at times. But I guess when I came back, it didn't process that way to me. I've been more insecure about that stuff, and that makes it a lot harder to speak with them. Uh, so now I have alternate accounts to hopefully find new people, and this is like the fourth time I'm doing it. And I recently deleted one of those alternate accounts because I knew it's not, if I keep doing this, I'm gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over. I can't settle things with the older friends, my ex partners, the old friend group. So I've given up on that. I could settle things with my old best friend, I guess, maybe in the future, but right now, I guess not. So for now, I'm just alone. With no one to talk to, these audio journals are the best I have. Thank you for listening.